Hey everyone, this is Sabrina with Niche Pilates Studio, and today I have Davis with me, and we are going to go through a Pilates series that is kind of more targeted towards men in Pilates, just kind of working through some hamstring flexibility, back expansion, and a little bit of balance work. So feel free to join us, and all we'll be using today is our theraband. All right, so go ahead, Davis, grab your theraband. And we're just gonna start standing. So finding a nice comfortable position. Our feet are planted, all 5 toes of each foot are down. Band is just resting gently by our thighs. You're gonna find a nice big inhale through the nose, feel that grounding through the feet. And as you exhale out, you're just gonna press that band apart slightly. Good. Find your back kind of shoulder blades engaged towards the spine, and then you gently release on that band. Again, exhaling as you press out, inhale, returning with control. Draw that attention into your legs. Feel them really, feet are planted down in towards that mat. Rib cage is nice and soft. Exhale, expand, slow, controlled return. Good, just keeping it low for 2 more. Maybe each time you can feel those shoulder blades reaching closer in towards the spine. Great, bring that band now up to chest level. Think right in front of your shoulders. Good, arms are extended out nice and long. Nice big inhale, exhale, press that band apart. Now feel a little bit more into that front side of the body as you expand out and release. Exhale, pressing out onto it. And release. If you need more resistance, hands come closer together. Less resistance, hands a little bit further apart. Most important is that you're feeling that back start to really warm up, not letting that front of the shoulders stay there. 2 more. Big exhale. And last one. Good, now that band is gonna go all the way up towards the ceiling. Big inhale, this time smaller, but you're just gonna exhale to expand apart. Make sure that that rib cage is nice and closed, and return. Feeling that nice stacking rib cage over hips, glutes are engaged as you press and return. Keep that theraband within your peripheral vision, so you should still be able to slightly see it in front of you. 2 more. And our last one. Arms are gonna flow all the way down towards our thighs. Give those arms a little shoulder roll, and you're just gonna extend that band. Now this time expand it all the way to stretch back behind you. Breathe into the front of the chest, draw those arms back in front of you. And again, big circle of those arms, extend through the front of the chest, and release. 1 more, big opening. And releasing that band right in front of us. Okay, good. Feel nice and warmed up. Feeling okay, Davis?
Feeling great.
All right, we're gonna roll down through the spine. So you're just gonna have that band in your hands. You're gonna curl your head down to peek down at your toes, rolling yourself all the way down. Hands are gonna come onto that mat. You're gonna step 1 foot back and then the other, so you're like in a plank position. And then you're gonna drop those knees down. Have knees right underneath your hips, hands right underneath your shoulders. Good, we're just gonna take a little cat-cow movement here, okay? So you're gonna drop the belly button down towards the mat. Eye gaze is gonna look up towards where the ceiling meets the wall. Feel a nice stretch through your back. Then you're gonna curl your hips under. Eye gaze is gonna peek at your belly button, rounding through that upper back. And exhale, big stretch, eye gaze lifts up. And curling those hips under, reaching, feel that big upper back stretch, and then we return ourselves back to that center position. All right, go ahead and untuck your toes. You're gonna wrap that band into your left hand, place it down onto the mat, and then you're gonna have the band holding onto it with the right hand, okay? All of our pressure comes into the left hand. Try to keep your hips nice and square. Nice big inhale to prepare. You're gonna exhale, extend that right arm down a diagonal line, and then tap it down onto that mat. Exhale, press, and return. You're gonna start to feel those obliques start to warm up here. Keep a soft bend in that left elbow, just to keep that nice and strong. Try not to sink down into that hand on the mat. We've got 3 more. Head is in line with the spine for 2. Last one, draw that hand down. Bring it back in line with the shoulder. Now we're gonna move into the left leg. All of your weight transfers into that right side. Your left toe taps back. More pressure comes into that left hand. Left knee bends in. Exhale as it presses out and return. Option to start floating that leg off of the mat, bending it back in. Try to engage deeper into that right glute. 3 more, just like this. Big exhale. Try not to sink into your back. Feel that core is working super hard. Last one. Let's combine the 2. You have that band in your right hand. As the leg goes away, so does the arm. Everything returns. Exhale, extend. Everything returns. 3 more, just like this. For 2. Last one, let's keep the left leg there. Draw your right elbow in towards your hip. It's bent. You're gonna press that right arm back. Think triceps. There you go. Bending it in. Little exhale, press and return. Find that that foot is nice and long. Pressing that leg back. We've got 3 more. For 2. Last one. Place that right hand down, place the left knee down. Come on up off of those knees for a second. Give your wrists a little shake out. All right, feeling good? Okay, let's do it to the other side. Band is gonna wrap around your right hand. You're back into that all fours position, just holding the band with your left hand. Knees are under hips, wrists are under shoulders. Here we go, nice big inhale. We exhale, extend that left arm diagonally forward. It just taps down slightly. Exhale, press, and release. Good, finding that work into that little space around your rib cage, into that left side. Obliques are working. Right side is stabilizing as the left side works. 3 more. And our last one. Good, keep that hand down. Now we're gonna shift into our right leg. Right toes are gonna tap back, bend the knee back in. Exhale, tap it back, draw the knee in. Big exhale and return. We've got 4 more, just like this. Start to hover that knee off of the mat, just like you did on the other side. Push away from that mat. Try not to sink down into those hands. Okay, we're gonna keep it out on this next one and start to add that left arm reaching out in front of us. Everything taps back in. We exhale, send it away. Everything returns. And in. 3 more. For 2. Last one, keep it there. Draw the left elbow in towards your side. Push up and away from that right arm. Left arm sends straight back and return. Exhale, press and return. Good. 3 more. Keep that breath helping you through this. Good, and our last one. Place that hand down, place the knee down. Come on up. Okay, we're gonna come off of our wristers for a second, but let's come to a high kneeling position. I'm gonna have you place a little bit of tension into that band, and we're just gonna lift those arms up towards the ceiling, and as you do, you're gonna sit your hips back into a little hinge. As you sit up, you're gonna find that length as the band comes down towards your thigh. Press it against your thighs, feel openness through the front of your chest. There you go, nice. Send it back with the hips, arms reach up overhead, and then engage through those glutes. Press that band against your thighs, feel nice and tall. Good, 4 more, just like this. Lowering down, exhale, lengthen and press, open through those shoulder blades, and lower. Press and extend. Good, 3 more. You should feel your back really working here. Is it true?
Yes.
Good.
Working.
Here we go, our last one. And press. Okay, cool. Band is gonna come down. We're gonna sweep our feet around and we're gonna come lying onto our backs. So you're gonna take the band and it's going to wrap around your arches. So around the arches, feet are gonna come up to this 90-90 position, okay? You're gonna have the band in either hand, bend through those knees so they find a tabletop position. Elbows are in towards our side, knees are over hips. Draw that same connection into your shoulders. So you find that you have a little bit of connection of your shoulder blades in towards the spine before you even get moving. We're gonna start just with the right leg, okay? Right leg only is gonna exhale, press away from the body, and then it's gonna bend back in. You exhale, press like you're pushing through mud, and then returning back. Left side is just stabilizing you, and return. To get a little bit more involvement in those upper abs, you can find a little lift up through head, neck, and shoulders. Everything returns back down. Exhale, pressing through. Good. As you press and lift, maybe you peek down at your hips, make sure they're still even. And you're finding the shoulder blades are what lift you off, not just the neck. 4 more. Good. We're going to keep that leg out in 2. Here we go. Next one, it stays out. You're going to drop your head down. Remove your left leg from the band and you're going to extend it out low as your right leg reaches up towards the ceiling. Think an L shape. You're going to thread that left knee through the band as the right leg lowers, and then you thread it back and lift the opposite leg. So we're just finding these little scissors. Stay nice and flex through that right foot. As it lifts up, you should feel a little stretch through your hamstring. If you don't, hold on a little tighter onto that band. Flex those feet a little bit deeper. Good. 4 more of these. Try to cue back into that hip stability. Keep that core nice and strong. Keep that back connected to the mat. Don't let it loose. Yeah. We keep that left leg under, right leg to the ceiling. Drop the left leg down onto the mat. Both of the sides of the bunny ears of the theraband come into just your right hand. Left hand can come towards your side. You're gonna just circle this leg. So it's gonna cross your body, go across your body. It's gonna go low, out and around, and then up the center. So you're just drawing these circles with your right leg. Try to keep both hips even. So challenging is to not let those hips kind of rock all around. They're just trying to stay nice and square to one another. Exhaling on the hard part of this exercise, which is going to be as that leg dips down and then draws on the second half back up. Good. Let's complete the circle and go ahead and reverse them. Ready? Here we go. Reverse. It goes down, out, and around and up. Good. That's right. You can make any kind of sound effects that make this more enjoyable for you. We've got 2 more. And your last one. That leg comes back up towards the ceiling. Take your bunny ears into either hand. Let the left leg meet the right. And we're back at it for the other side. Elbows are down towards your side. Now it's just the left leg. Left leg only is pressing and then releasing back in. Exhale, press, slow control, return. Let's draw that attention back into our backs. You shouldn't let those shoulders start to draw forward quite yet. All right, you can add that lift of head, neck, and shoulders as you press and return. Exhale, press and back. Keep that right knee stacked over your hips. 4 more. 2. Good, last one, keep that left leg out. Lower your head down. Your right foot is gonna sneak out of under that band. You're gonna let it go out long as your left leg goes up towards the ceiling. And then you're gonna thread that leg through as it lifts back up and the left leg lowers. Threading it through and down. Engage through those glutes, but especially that right side as your knee is bending and extending out long. Stay nice and flexed through that left foot. As it lifts up, you're gonna feel a little stretch. And returning up. And 2 more. Last one here. That right leg is gonna go out. It's gonna stay on your mat. Both your bunny ears come into your left hand. Right hand comes down towards the back. All right, here we go. You're gonna cross that left leg across the body. It goes down, out, around, and then up to the other side. You're crossing, lower. Exhale as it comes back up. And those circles can be teeny tiny or they can be quite large. What's most important is that we keep our hips in one straight line. One more. And we reverse. Here we go. We go out to the side, down, around, and up. And again. Nice. 4 more. Good. Try to find that nice openness through the front of the chest. That opposition of back to core is what really helps us here with stability. All right. Okay. You're going to remove your foot from that band. Band is just going to be placed off towards your upper left side. And we are going to come lying onto our right side. So to shift yourself onto your side lying, we're going to come into a nice straight line. So you can extend your right arm out and then just create a little pillow with your bicep. You're gonna have your hips and shoulders are stacked one on top of the other. I should be able to slip a little piece of paper underneath that right side on the mat. Both feet are gonna be flexed. You're gonna extend that left arm up towards the ceiling. Okay, here we go. We're gonna lift that top leg up just about hip height and then lowering it down. Exhale as it lifts, slow, control, lower. So we're just finding these little lifts and lowers. Try to keep nice and engaged through the core. If this is too challenging for you, just go ahead and place that top hand right in front of you. It's going to help give you a little bit more support. We're working into the outside of that left hip. And we're just going to part of this over. We've got over this place. So we're going to keep it in the left side and hip height. And through. And so first down, left it. You're going to send it left foot forward. As you do, you're going to send that top arm in the opposite direction. So it's like you're taking these big walking strides. Opposite hand and leg are going in the other directions. Same arm and leg, but moving in opposite directions. Again, if you cannot stabilize here, place that hand in front of you. Just do this movement with the leg. 3 more, just like this. And last one. We come back to center. You have that arm in front of us. We're gonna draw little circles with that top leg. Nice and gentle. These can be small little circles. You feeling okay, Davis? You feel the outside of your left hip working? Okay, we're almost there. You're gonna reverse these circles the other way. Breathing through it. We've got 4 more. 3. Last 2. Last one, relax it down. Bring your hand down, bend through your knees. Okay, cool. We're gonna prop ourselves up onto our right elbow. Same thing, hips and shoulders are stacked. We're gonna find our little side plank. So engage nice and tall into that right side, palm is facing down. We're gonna take an inhale to prepare. You're gonna exhale, lift those hips up into your side plank, just hold here. Extend that top arm back up towards the ceiling. We're gonna thread the needle. So you're gonna curl that top arm through that little pocket and then return that arm back up towards the ceiling. We're really just trying to think about that rotation through the rib cage and then returning back. If this is feeling good, you can bring both feet up into your full side plank position, just finding these little rotations through your full side plank. We just have 3 more of these. For 2. Keep breathing. Last one. We slowly lower ourselves down. Come into this little side bend position, up and over to that opposite side. Awesome. One side done. Ready for the other one?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna scoop ourselves around. We're gonna lie onto our left side. You're gonna be our leader this time, but don't worry, I'll still talk you through it. Here we go. You're lying down onto that left side. Both legs are nice and long. Feet are stacked, one on top of the other. Shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, and you can bend through that top arm for a little bicep pillow if you would like. Right arm is gonna reach up towards the ceiling. You're gonna take a nice big inhale, find that engagement through your left side body. It should not be resting on the mat. You're just gonna lift the top leg up and then lowering it down. Exhaling as it lifts and lowers. Try to find a deep flex through those feet. There you go. And just breathing through this. If you need that support, you can always place the hand down at your side, but try to do whatever you did on the other side just so we can stay nice and balanced from one side to the other. Exhaling as we lift, slow control, lowering down. One side always tends to be easier than the other, so maybe this is a little bit more challenging. Maybe this feels a little bit less work. We got 3 more, and then we keep that right leg lifted up. Here we go. Last one, it stays there. You're gonna send that right foot forward, and as it does, the right arm is gonna go back, and then we switch. Arm forward, leg back, and switch, and switch. Nice. Trying to find minimal movement through our hips. They're just gonna stay stacked. We hinge from the hips, and then the shoulders. Finding this nice little range of motion as we press through. As we take these big walking strides, these can be quite large, or you can just find tiny little movements just going about the same distance as your mat. We got 3 more of these. Keep that breath helping you through it. Try to keep your head in line with the spine. Good, we find our last one. The leg is gonna come back to center, right arm reaches back up towards the ceiling. We just take little circles through that right leg, just drawing those little circles, breathing through it. Keep that core engaged here. Try not to let it go as it starts to get hard. Good, and let's reverse those circles going in the opposite direction for 4 more. Last 2, last one, dropping it down. Woohoo! Okay, we prop up onto your left elbow. Knees are gonna come stacked. You have that elbow right underneath your shoulder. Right hand comes towards your hip. We're gonna lift up into our side plank. We just hold that side plank position. You reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. You're gonna thread the needle. That right arm is threading through and then lifting back up towards the ceiling. Little thread and exhale. Good, if this is feeling good, let's find that full side plank. So you extend both legs, one on top of the other, and then you're gonna continue for just 4 more. Feel that push and lift away from the mat. Our left obliques are really taking this one. 2 more. Last one here. And we drop those hips down nice and slowly. Okay, Good. Go ahead and grab that theraband right back in front of you. This time we're gonna come to lying on our stomachs facing the front of our mats. So we have the bands in our hands, come into your all fours position, and then slowly lowering ourselves down onto our tummies. We have that band in our hands. We're gonna just let it come in front of us on our mats. All you're gonna do is find a little lift through head, neck, and shoulders, and as you do, press that band apart to really find some nice back engagement. Little press apart, and then lowering your forehead back down. Exhale, find a little lift, squeeze through those glutes, and lowering. So we're really working on our back side of the body now, and then lowering. Feel that core engage as we lift, slowly lowering down. 4 more here. We're gonna stay lifted in 3. For 2. Try to keep those shoulders down. Stay there in 1. Just press the band apart and release. Exhale and release. For 4 more. Always have the option to drop down through head, neck, and shoulders. Last 2. Last 1. We rest down. Bring your hands together, one on top of the other, and you're gonna rest your forehead down onto your hands. We're gonna take a little work with the back of the legs now. So you're gonna lift your right leg to come off of the mat, extend through those toes, tap the top of the foot down, switch it out. Left leg is gonna lift off. Think that thigh is hovering off of our mat, and then we lower down. Keep moving with this. Now you're gonna feel those glutes start to engage and into your quad. Your back is just stabilizing you. I'm gonna give you the option to hover that head off of the mat. So not so much the neck sending back, but just the nose is gonna come barely off of our mat. If we feel good, we're gonna pick up the pace with this. You go a little bit faster with those legs. 1 and then the other. Starting to work through this, going as quickly or as slowly as you can control. We have 5 more rounds here. For 4. Last 3. For 2. And our last one. All right, hands are gonna come down towards your side. You're just gonna press yourself back into a little child's pose position. Breathing into your back, nice big inhale. And then exhale, you're gonna round yourself forward. Okay, we're gonna come up to standing. So you're gonna bring 1 foot and then the other, and then grab your mat, stand yourself all the way up. Let's get into a little bit of balance work, shall we? All right, so the band is gonna come around your right foot. You're gonna hold onto it into your right hand. Left hand is gonna come towards your hip. Feet are about hip distance apart. Feeling kind of comfy here, yes? Should feel nice and tall. Your back should feel engaged. Let's try to use those muscles that we've been working, okay? You're gonna come down into a little squat here. You're gonna draw all of that weight into that left leg, and as you do, you're gonna tap the right toes back. They're gonna stay there. You're gonna come into a bicep curl with that right arm, and then releasing it back. Exhale as we come in and return. Our really big points here are that our hips are in line and our shoulders are in line. We exhale, return, and back. Our left glute should start to feel some work here. We have 4 more. Keep breathing through this for 3. Good. On this next one, keep that hand extended back. Now you're gonna keep all the weight in your left foot. The right toes are just gonna tap in. They're gonna tap back. They're gonna tap in and back. Just small movement here. If this feels good, as the knee comes in, it can hover the ground, tap back down. A little knee drive and extend. We have 4 more. That left glute should feel this. For 3. For 2, we keep that leg behind us. On this next one, it stays there. Place that foot down. We rotate sideways onto the mat. Now you're gonna take one hand in one loop, the other hand into another loop. We're gonna come into a slightly externally rotated position. Let's come back into a little bit of arm work with our legs coming into some inner thigh, okay? So you're gonna sit your hips back into a nice sumo squat, And as you do, your right arm is gonna lift, left arm goes out to the side. Everything returns back with control. Trying to find that expansion through the chest and out through the sides of the body. Just finding more work to open up and then control ourselves back down. Think you're in a toaster slot going straight down and straight up. 4 more. 4, 3. Keep that exhaling for 2. Last one. You lower down. Both hands, or both bands come into your left side. Draw your feet to parallel. This time we're gonna bend only into our left knee. As we do, we're gonna extend that elbow out to the side. Everything returns in. Shifting that weight into your left side and return. Just opening through that elbow. Think about that shoulder blade of the left arm reaching in towards the spine and then returning back. 5 more here. Both hips should send back. Try not to let them send over to that one side. They're just going right back behind us like you're about to sit back in the chair. We stay low on this next one. Just the arm goes row and extend. Exhale and extend. 5 more. Last 3. And 1. Good. Step those feet together. Turn yourself forward. Okie doke. Switch it out. Left foot has the band. Right foot comes forward. Right hand is on your hips. Here we go. We come into the other side of all that work. So we come into a little bend with both of our knees. Our left foot is gonna tap back. It's gonna tap back, hold there. You come into that bicep curl. Left arm only, bicep curl and return. We should be diagonal line from the top of our head to the end of our tailbone. Hips are square, shoulders are square. We exhale as that arm comes in towards our shoulder and return. Try to stay super strong. Rib cage is nice and softened. Find that breath into the back. 3 more. Good. Now we're gonna tap the left toes in. You tap the left toes in, you extend them back out. You bring them in and out. Now more of the work focuses into that right side. Good. 4 more. Then we're gonna give that option to start hovering that knee. Okay, so if you feel good for it, that left knee as it comes in, it just barely touches the ground and then it touches back. Finding that stability through our glutes. Core is working to help that out. 3 more. That leg is gonna stay back behind us on this next one. Plant that foot down, rotate yourself to face the back. We bring one hand into each band. And then you're gonna externally rotate those feet slightly. Try to support those arches so they're not dropping down on us. We're gonna bring the left arm towards the ceiling, right arm out towards the side as we come into a sumo squat. Here we go. Bend, find that nice length through the backs of the body. As we exhale, extend, slow control, return. Opening up, easing back down. Exhale, and return. 4 more. Good. Last 2. Last one. Good. Feet come back to parallel. Both ears of the band come into your right hand. Left hand comes towards your hip. You're gonna bend only into that right side, and as you do, you draw that right elbow out to the side. Come back up to that standing position. Exhale, extend, and return. Think both hips go straight back and return. You're good. Just think about those, both hips are staying in that same square line like you're about to sit back into a chair, straighten through that left leg. Yes. Nice. Yes, that's it. 3 more. And we stay with our hips back on this next one. Ready? Stay. Just the arm goes out and return. Exhale and return. Good. Keeping those feet nice and planted. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, good. Step those feet together and to remove that band. Okay, good. Feeling all right? Okay, our band comes back into our hands. We're gonna roll ourselves down. Hands come down towards the mat. We're gonna come to a seated position. Pretty soon we're gonna get into some stretching, but we'll finish with a little bit deeper core work. Okay, first the band is gonna come around your arches, and we're gonna be seated up nice and tall, okay? As tall as you can. If you need to, find a little bend through those knees, or you could always prop yourself up onto a block if you needed that support. But for this particular move, let's try to stay without, okay? You're gonna curl through the spine, and you're gonna try to lower yourself down one vertebrae at a time until your head taps down. While you're here, try to feel that expansion of your chest. Shoulder blades are nice and open. You're gonna curl the spine up and then let that band assist you in that little bit of a sticky point to come up seated nice and tall. Take a little hinge from the hips up and over, restack through the spine. The more you're holding on to that band, a little bit more of an assistance through this. If you don't feel like you need it, you can always loosen your grip. Good, now this time hold at the bottom. Breathe into it, find that expansion. Now as you exhale, curling your head, neck, and shoulders up. Let it help you sit up nice and tall, and then hinge over those hips nice and gently. One more. Curling ourselves down, slow, 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 slow. Head drops down. Good. Bend those knees in. Take your band, remove it to your right side. Okay, readjust yourself if you need to, coming to the center of your mat. You're gonna bring those legs, one and then the other, into your tabletop position. Arms are gonna reach up towards the ceiling. No band this time, just feel a little bit more free through those legs. And we're gonna extend just the right leg out in front of us, diagonal line, and then bending it back in. Now, as that right leg is sending away, we're gonna reach our left hand overhead. Right leg, left arm, everything returns. Just stay with that single side for right now. Good, try to keep those hips and shoulders in one square line. Good, 5 more. Use that exhale. The lower the right leg goes, a little bit more challenging to maintain, so just choose a position that you find works for you and your body. Last one. Other side, left leg goes out, and as it does, right arm goes up past your head. Think bicep in line with the ear. Trying to keep that neutral spine, so not over-exaggerating through our body or through our spine as our leg extends away. If you feel like you have to overarch in that position, your leg has probably just gone too far down. 2 more. Last one. All right, now you're gonna hug your right knee in towards your chest. Outside arm is at the top of the knee, inside arm is at your ankle. You're gonna extend that leg out long. You're gonna lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. You're hugging that knee in towards your chest, and then you're gonna switch. Hug and switch. Hug, exhale, and exhale. Just finding these little switches. If it's too much on your neck, you can always drop your head down and take this without. We've got 5 more. 3. Last 2. And 1. Good, hug those knees in. Take a little rock from side to side. Now we're gonna go into our double legs, okay? So both knees hug in. You're hugging them in with both your hands. You can lift up through head, neck, and shoulders. And then you're gonna extend your arms out, legs go out, drop your head down. Arms are gonna circle around. You're gonna hug into a little ball. Everything extends out. Circle and exhale, lift. Control to lower out. 4 more. Good. Last 3. Last two. And our final one. Good, drop those feet down. Drop our hands down towards the side. All right, now it's time to stretch, okay? So you're gonna grab that theraband towards your right side. It's gonna come up and over your right foot. That right foot is going towards the ceiling, and you can keep that bend in the left leg, or you can straighten it out if you have that flexibility through your hamstrings. Okay, so you're gonna take that band pretty tight. Think both hips are nice and square, and you're just gonna flex that foot in towards you. You can take a little bend through that knee and then pressing it back if that feels better. Just trying to keep that little range of motion through those hamstrings. How are we feeling?
Feeling good.
Okay, good. Just take a few deep breaths into any point that maybe feels a little bit tighter. Deep inhale and then exhale, pressing down. Both ears of your strap are gonna come into your right hand. You're gonna bend your left knee, open it into a half butterfly position, and then that right leg is gonna open out towards your side. Feel that stretch through your inner thigh here. And maybe you need to take a little bend and extend, but most importantly, keep that left hip point connected to the mat. Yes. Good, now you're gonna straighten the left leg out long, and as it does, that right leg is gonna come across your body. Eye gaze is gonna fall in the opposite direction of it, and then you can take a little bend through that right knee, and then pressing it away. As it bends in, you're gonna feel a little bit deeper into that right outside of the glute, and then exhale, press. One more. Good, bring that leg back to the center. You're gonna fold your left ankle over the right knee, and then you're just gonna find a little hug of that leg. If you like the theraband, you can hang on to it, or you can kind of just let it go loose. Feeling into those glutes a little bit. Nice little gentle release there. Good, come out of it, switch it out. Left foot is coming in, right foot is going out. Holding onto that band with your left foot, and it can come into both hands. The option is straighten out through that right leg if that feels nice. You're just gonna pull that band in towards you. This side is definitely tighter for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
This side or right side?
Probably left side.
Left side. It's normal. Breathing through it. Good. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. Good. You're gonna have that half butterfly position of the right leg. Left leg is just gonna open out slightly towards your left side, stretching into that inner thigh. You can take a little bend and straighten through that leg if that feels good. Try to not counterbalance too much here. Good, straighten through that right leg. Left leg is gonna come all the way up and over. Eye gaze is gonna fall in the opposite direction. You can find that same option to kind of bend and straighten through that left leg. Good, bring that leg back up towards the ceiling. You're gonna cross that right ankle over the left, bending through it, and then you're just gonna hug onto that left outside of the shin, opening up through our right side. Nice big inhale, exhaling out. Good, you're gonna come out of this nice and easy, gently rolling yourself up. That band is just gonna come into our hands. We're gonna come seated up nice and tall. That band is gonna be even through your right and left hand. Stay in a position that feels comfortable for you to sit. And you're just gonna lift it up towards the ceiling, and then it's gonna rotate. You're gonna bend, think right hand comes towards the ground. And then your eye gaze is gonna look up towards the ceiling. And just plant that whole right hand down onto the ground. Yes, breathing into that left rib cage. Big inhale. And exhale, come back to center. You're gonna swap it out. Left hand comes down, right arm opens, eye gaze looks up to the ceiling. Nice big inhale. Exhaling out, coming back to center. You're gonna let those arms fall back behind you slightly. Big stretch through the front of the chest. Draw those arms back forward in front of you. You're gonna place that band down. We're gonna come into a standing position to finish up here. So you're gonna come all the way to standing. You're gonna reach those arms up towards the ceiling, grab opposite hand to wrist. You're gonna find that nice side bend stretch. And then you're gonna swap it out and stretch over to that opposite side. Both hands are gonna come all the way down. You're gonna hold opposite hand to elbow. So think ragdoll here and just shaking it out from one side to the other. Maybe one knee bends and then straightens. You're gonna lower those hands down, slowly coming back to a standing position. All right, and that's it. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks, Davis, for being here today. I hope you feel good, and join us next time for more videos.